Right, everybody? Still out. Don't know if you made it out. 14:45. Just brewed up as you do. It's my original cup. Got my original bottle. I used to have my original mug till the wife threw it out. So we'll talk about survival. Not the difference between survival and bushcraft, because I think bushcraft, like I say, to me is the knowledge of your surrounding areas, and I think the survival bit is the capability or the technical ability to get on with it. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing about survival, I think, is your mindset, right? Because it's different if you're out and exercise. You know somebody's gonna, you know it's gonna end. You know what I mean? But when you're out, you just might not know when it's gonna end, right? So there is a rule of threes, and they say 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without proper shelter in the right conditions, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, right? As a rule of thumb. 3 seconds if you've got no hope. If you've got no hope, you've got no chance. You gotta get your head round it, you know what I mean? Cheap, 13 quid. Cheap. Canteen. They're good. Those bottle hanger things. They're good, they are. Get a couple of them. It's your Mark 1 stove. Somebody's come up with a adapter and all that to use a Trangia. Little rope stove. Something like that. Put your maths in there. So it's perfect in that little dish. You still fit in your pouch with that on it. Little rope stove. Little tip for your Mark 1's kit. I've got a couple of these. You get them cheap now, don't you? Just the little stove bits. But I think the Mark 1 mugs, unbeatable. Couple of little things, look. Little rope burner. If you're struggling to find lids or you don't want to make your own, those Pathfinder ones, they're about £4. They fit. With a snap-on lid. I've got a few of them. They're good for making kits out of. Yeah, if you can't get your head around it, you could be right. And I can't remember. See this mug here? This one here. The top ones stay on that, but all the other ones I've got I've got a few of these. Couple of quid more. Water bags. Cheap ferrocerium rod. Bit of fuel. Some matches in the little gas lighter. You don't need really expensive kit. You really don't, man. You know what? If you want to try it, man, You've got all the kit you need in your cupboards at home. Water will boil in a pan. That's how we started. China cup. An old milk pan, I think. An old milk pan they were called. Don't know if you still get milk pans these days, do you? I know you don't get milkmen often. It's a bit like being on active service, so I'm led to believe. 89% are sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Right? 10% of actually doing something. Right now, so about 10% of actually doing something, and the rest of the time you're cleaning up. It's the same in a survival situation. Some people can't last 5 minutes a day without a mobile phone, or I carry a mobile phone. I carry a charge now because I'm making these stupid videos for outside. Well, not stupid, but you know what I'm saying. Making these videos outside, but I don't rely on my phone because I'm not of that age where we're not used to them. Very few people had phones. There was far less cars on the road at the time. You know, if you had a car back in the day when I was a kid, you were rich, like, you know what I mean, middle class. You know, so if you wanted to go and have a look at something, you either walked or you saved up and you got the bus. So we used to walk everywhere. Sugar sandwiches, lemonade, a bottle full of water. I'm sure everybody's done it. Then later on you start sussing out things, don't you? Practice, 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 innit? You know? I don't wish to sound disrespectful about bushcrafting and all that, because to me bushcrafting's not going out in the woods, making a camp, getting drunk around the fire. That's not bushcrafting. That's going out with the lads. You know what I mean? Bushcrafting is like knowing what you're looking at and how to identify it properly and know what you're doing with it. Just on that stuff, you know, you've got to have the right mindset before you have the right tools, and you got your basics: shelter, water, fire. Not necessarily in that order: water, fire, shelter. That's your 3 basics. You see that triangle again, the 3 things? Take one of them off, the triangle will fall. Get a good grasp of the basics, right? Shelter, and they say fire, right? Fire could just mean heat, a source of heat or source of way of cooking, right? It does not have to mean like a log fire. It could be a hexamine stove or gas stove, methylated spirits. You know what I mean? Just some way of some way of generating false heat or being able to boil water. Being able to boil water is really, really important. Really important. Because even if it's full of floaty stuff and all that, if you boil it, you know what I mean? Water's important. That's why I could bang on at the beginning. Started testing some. You're right, Andy. Yeah, the new Tentener from DD, out testing it, right? But I was trying to bang on shelter, 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 cover, cover, cover. One of the biggest killers is hypothermia. You know, wear a coat, man. And then I always go on about water. Always, I always carry water in, even though I'm right by you. Clean water source. Always carry water in. Right. I have multiple ways of starting a fire. It's the 3 basics. Get a good grasp of it. Get a good grasp of it. You don't have to use a ferrocene rod. You don't have to use a flint and steel. You don't have to rub 2 Boy Scouts together. Get a good 3 ways of starting a fire. No 3 ways of doing it yourself. 3s. Do things in 3s. Think in 2s. 2s and 4s. One well kitted out man could carry 2 men comfortably. You could split that down to 4 in shifts. From 4 you could go on. Alright? Generally it's just like survival, you know what I mean? You've got to get your head around it. Got to get your head around it. Train. Train like it's everything, so when it comes on top, it's a breeze to you. I keep playing with the camera because you want to see how I've got this set up. So I'm sat in the chair with me brew. That's an old trick that you take around your hands. Get the bloody noisy things, aren't they, for a bit of plastic? Get your head straight. Know what you're doing. Enjoy it, man.